Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Commonwealth Conference Baseball. The inaugural, both for Lynn Tech and Minuteman. And strange as it may seem, I don't know about Tech, but Minuteman is getting out on the field for the first time. They didn't even get outside. Johan Ortega is on the mound. Johan is the pitcher. Byron Garcia is battery mate behind the plate. Joe Gill, part of the St. Mary's establishment and one of the co-acting general managers for the Navigators. And while I think of that, thoughts and prayers go out to Mr. Telecki, the general manager. We hope he's recuperating, getting well, and gets back on the scene very quickly. He's an outstanding gentleman, does an awful lot for baseball and does an awful lot for the city. He's involved in a lot of things in the city of Lynn. And he's been the general manager since the Navigators came, and he does a great job with the team, and as I mentioned, in the community, servicing, doing a lot for the kids in the community. So we hope he gets back on his feet, gets well, gets through his negative health problem, and gets back in action. Meanwhile, Joe Gill, who's the umpire behind the plate, will be working with Ashley Laramie to help keep things going. Not an easy task to replace Mr. Telecki. What's Germano's first name? Rich. Last night we had Dougie Mullins with his first game, and he got a win in his first game for Lynn English. Now we have Richie Germano, ably helped by Benji Jones, who's taking over the reins at Lynn Tech. So back-to-back games, we have rookies. And next to me, another rookie is David Barrios on the camera doing his first baseball game. So don't yell at him if he makes any mistakes, because he's probably making mistakes because I'm causing them. This is a game that was supposed to be played at Minuteman tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And they moved it here. They moved it several times. They finally settled in here on this Tuesday afternoon game. And it's a home game for Tech. So actually, Minuteman will play. They won't bother flip-flopping. Minuteman comes back here later in the year. So both times that Minuteman plays Tech, it'll be here. And it's a rare early start, although it's very close to 4 o'clock. Game time was supposed to be 3:30. And again, a tip of the hat to the workers, the city workers, as well as Fisher College. They helped out as well. They came down and helped clear the snow off the field. And the field, you'd never know it snowed. The field looks absolutely gorgeous. The grass out, the outfield has to get a little bit greener, but that'll be later on. There was a delay. There was a problem with the equipment for the first baseman, Bryce Whitcomb. He went to the dugout. I don't know if he needed a new glove or... That's the reason for the delay. So we're underway here on Channel 15 Comcast and 36 Verizon. Okay, it wasn't the first baseman. It was the pitcher had a white undershirt, and The umpire said you can't play with that. You have to remove it, and that's what it was. He had to go to the dugout, take off his shirt. So now we're underway. It's Murder, the shortstop, leading off for a Minuteman. That one's in for a strike. He's bringing the first baseman, third baseman in because he keeps squaring away. On the inside corner, good pitch from Ortega. That one's over the head. And the count goes full, 3-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Good pitch by Ortega. So 1 up, 1 down. This is the pitcher, Mulaney, stepping in. So it's pitcher against pitcher. In for a strike. Hit foul off the screen behind home plate. Overcast and dark, I guess, would be the forecast. It sprinkled a couple of drops. Swing and a miss. So a nice beginning for Ortega with 2 strikeouts. We mentioned this might be the first time that Minuteman sees live pitching. Their first time out in the field. Yeah, they've never been. They haven't been. They've been having scrimmage. They haven't been out. In for a strike. This is the catcher, Larry. Good pitch on the inside corner. Ortega jumps up on top, 0-2. Looking to strike out the side here. Pitching from the stretch. That one hangs up and in. 1-2 the count. Not a lot of fans here for the early start. There's a couple behind the Tech bench. Dugout. Hit on the ground. Big hop to the shortstop. Nice play by Giordani Diaz. Throws Larry out. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Ortega and the Tigers. So we'll move into the bottom half of the first inning. For Tech, it'll be Johanny Ortega, the pitcher, leading off. Jared Moore, the second baseman, bats second. The left fielder, Kenny Moore, will bat third. In the cleanup spot is the catcher, Byron Garcia. Batting fifth and playing center field, Chris Tejada. The first baseman, Bryce Whitcomb, bats number 6. Batting seventh and playing right field, Antonio Smith. The shortstop, Giordani Diaz, bats number 8. And picking up the tail end of the batting order, batting in the number 9 spot, is the third baseman, Save Eng. So the weather has been not conducive to baseball at all. Glasgow played last week in 80-mile winds. Ball hit to the second baseman near the bag. Pop-up was caught by the first baseman 8 feet foul behind first base with the wind blowing it away. It's been bitterly cold most of the time.
All the cleats that Lentech have were donated by the Boston Red Sox, brand new cleats. Donated by the Boston Red Sox. The cleats, all their cleats that they have. Cleats. Donated by the Boston Red Sox. All brand new.
Shoes?
Yes.
I didn't know what you were saying.
Cleats.
Cleats.
C-L-E-A-T-S.
I couldn't catch cleats.
No
I didn't know
problem.
what you were saying.
I'll say skeets.
Skeets?
No, cleats, all donated by the Red Sox. Pretty cool, huh? What was Holland's name? Jay Holland?
We just got some information I was going to pass along, but I'll let Joe Skeeters do it, the athletic director. He's the one that told me.
We have a graduate of Lynn Tech that now works for the Boston Red Sox, Jay Holland, who actually played basketball for Coach Avery.
I remember him.
Yeah, great kid. And he called up about a month ago and wanted to donate all brand new cleats to the team. So, of course, we obliged to do it, and we're very happy to do it. And the kids picked them up this week, and they're beautiful. And we're very happy, and we appreciate what Jay has done for us and what the Red Sox did for us.
That's outstanding. It's nice that graduates remember people helped them when they were there. So let's reach back and help other people. That's great.
There you go. Passing it forward.
Give and take.
That's it.
Outstanding for kids to remember their roots. That's great, the Red Sox getting involved. And then not just with Tech, but English, classical, St. Mary's. Some of these kids and families may not be able to afford cleats. So the fact that the Red Sox helped out is a tremendous thing for them to do and a very great help. Ortega, the pitcher, steps in, so it's pitcher against pitcher again. Ortega won his battle with Mulaney striking him out. Mulaney will try to do the same thing here. Down and away for a ball. High and tight for a ball. That one's in, and it counts 2-1. As usual, Manning Field, Fraser Field, loaded track meet over there. I think it's Tech and Shawsheen, they told me, over there today. Later tonight, there might be a lacrosse game. And Fraser Field will be in action tonight. Fisher College, they moved their game to the night game so that Tech could fit their game in here, not having to play behind the school, which is not very good back there. It doesn't get practice here, but not a very good place to play. Hit on the ground to short, off the shortstop's glove in the left field. Ortega will reach on the error. Jared Moore, the second baseman, will be the hitter. So the first base runner, Ortega, reaches on the error. He takes off, gets a big jump. They get no chance to throw him out. He was almost halfway before the pitcher threw the ball. So Tech off and running. They got a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Looking to get on top. And Ortega, the pitcher, is at second, looking to give himself a lead. in for a strike. Popped up. It's not high enough and far enough away they can't go get it. 1-2 the count to the Tigers' second baseman. That didn't miss by much. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Down and in, the count goes full. Good job by Moore to run the count full. Those last 2 pitches were close enough that with 2 strikes he might go after. But he laid off, and they both missed. Hit in the air to center field. Catch is made. Ortega fakes like he's going, but stays there. Nash makes the play out in center field. Kenny Moore, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Hit right to the third baseman. Picked that one off his ear. That was up and in. He hit it right to the third baseman. 2 away for Byron Garcia, the catcher. Ortega dancing around at second base drew the attention of Mulaney. Stepped off to hold him close. Runner takes off, then he goes, stops halfway. Looked like he was going to go, and then held up. Pitch was in for a strike. Now he takes off and goes, and he's in with a stolen base. He faked the first time, then he broke, got a big jump, beat the throw. You like to make that play? Old Nipper Clancy, the old-time coach. And all of that was followed through with Dickie Champer and Frank Carey and Jimmy Jettis, Dickie Mag, Bart Conlon when he was coaching. They all followed suit. Try to steal third base, draw a throw, hoping they throw it away and you steal a run. They used to have the situation where they would go halfway to second or third and fall down looking to draw a throw. Nipper had a lot of situations. Down and away for a ball. And we're going to have a full count. Strike 3 called. So they get out of it. They leave a runner at third. So Tech threatened to get a runner to third base, but with the 2 outs and a big strikeout, gets Mulaney and the Minuteman out of the inning. So we'll move into the second inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. O'Rourke, the third baseman, will lead off. Ducks under for that one. Missing low for a ball. Hit to center field. Long run for the center fielder. Gets by him. Looking for two and gets in there. Good hustle getting the ball back. He almost had a play at second. O'Rourke gets the first hit of the ball game. He gets a double. And Minuteman has a runner at second with nobody out. Tech had it in the first. Minuteman gets it in the second. Moore, the right fielder, will be the hitter. On the corner for a strike. Hit foul off the catcher's helmet. Garcia had that one hit right off the middle of his face mask. Joe Gill takes a stroll out to the pitcher. That gives Garcia a couple of extra seconds to try and shake it off. And he's letting Garcia walk around a little bit. Good job by the umpire. 0-2 the count. Down and away for a ball. Bounces off the catcher. Nice stop. Good job by Garcia. Keep that ball in front of him. Keeps the runner at second base. When it started to go, didn't realize it didn't get by. Fishing for a ball. Waves at that pitch for strike three. Vaglica, the first baseman, takes the pitch for a strike. This is wide for a ball. Fishing down and away. 2-1 to count. In for a strike, the count evens at 2. The runner faked like he was going. Pitches high for a ball. We got another full count, 3-2. And that's ball 4. First walk given up by either pitcher. Puts runners at first and second. Nash, the center fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Top foul at the plate. Yeah, Ortega jumps on top, 0-2. Strike 3 called. So, 2 strikeouts in each of the first 2 innings for Ortega. Boisworth, the left fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Waves at that pitch for strike 2. They almost picked him off. They dropped the ball anyway, but he got back safely, but they almost made a play. O'Rourke jumping around, almost got himself picked off. Late swing foul over the Minuteman dugout up in the seats. High and tight for a ball. Strike 3 call. He strikes out the side. So he gave up the leadoff double. He gave up a walk in the inning as well, but he strikes out the side. He's got 5 in 2 innings. And Tech will look to get on the board. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Tech in the second inning. Chris Tejada, Bryce Whitcomb, Antonio Smith to face Mulaney on the mound, who will start his second inning of work. We mentioned double duty for Joe Skeetis as the AD. His track teams are over at Manning Field having a meet with Shawsheen while the baseball team is here taking on Minuteman. And he could really be spread thin because I think the girls are playing. And now I found out the game was canceled, probably because of the field. It's amazing that Minuteman doesn't have a field. So I guess if you're a baseball player, you don't go to Minuteman. Their AD has to hire not 10 buses, but 20 buses for the 20-game schedule if they play 20. And the team has to, I don't know if they get frequent flyer miles. They're on the road all year long. Chris Tejada, the center fielder, misses wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Way wide for a ball. Missing again. Way inside. So back-to-back innings to start the ball game. Tech gets the first hitter on. An error and a walk. Bryce Whitcomb, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Tech ran the first time, and they run the second time. They get up, they get another big jump. No chance to throw them out again. Off and running. So again, second inning in a row. Runner at second, nobody out. An error and a stolen base in the first. A walk and a stolen base here in the second. He pushes the bunt. The runner gets a late jump, but he's going to get there. Whitcomb will get a sacrifice. So for the second inning in a row, Tech has a runner at third, this time with one out. It was with two outs in the first inning. Antonio Smith has a chance to put Tech on top. They squeeze in at first and third. Nice stop by the catcher Leary on a pitch that was down and away. It momentarily saved a run. Now they're going to go out and talk to their pitcher. Joe Gill taking a stroll out to try and break up the confab. It works. Everybody back to their spots. So one out, a runner at third. Waves at that pitch. Up and in for a ball. Chopped at that one, winds up behind home plate. Down and away for a ball. And another full count, 3-2. We've had a few of those in this early going. Hit on the ground. That'll be enough to bring the run home. And they throw it away at first base. He reaches on the error. He gets an RBI. The run would have scored anyway. So second error in 2 innings for Minuteman. And here's another runner taken off. And another stolen base. Tech not hesitating to get on. They go. So another runner at second with 1 out. This is Jordani Diaz. The shortstop is the hitter. They stop again by Leary, the catcher. On the corner for a strike. The 1-1 pitch up and coming. Hit on the ground to second base. Bobbled. They get him. By a step. Looked like he was going to beat it. Smith moves over to third on the play. Save Eng, the third baseman, is going to be the hitter. And now they've asked the base umpire to check with the plate umpire. I would think the only thing they could be saying is it's out. The only thing the plate umpire could say to the base umpire in that situation was his foot was off the bag at first base, because the base umpire sees the play, calls the play. He's not going to give up his call to be overruled, and in that case, the plate umpire just looks and says his foot was on the bag, so the play stands. High for ball 2. Top of the order, Ortega, the pitcher, on deck. Eng, the third baseman, is the hitter. A runner at third, 2 outs with a run in. Delaney's just taking forever on the mound. Wasn't even looking at home plate. All he was doing was staring at the runner at third. And that caused Eng to step out. Swing and a miss. Fishing wide. And that's ball 4. Second walk in the inning, the other walk scored the 1 run. Ortega was up for the second time. He reached on an error. Made it all the way around to third, but got stranded there when Mulaney got a strikeout to get out of the inning. We had a lot of conversations with the pitcher. And I would assume that Eng at first base would be taking off on the first pitch. That's been the modus operandi so far for Tech, especially with a runner at third. Maybe try to steal a run. As I say that, the runner doesn't go. Swing and a miss by Ortega. He can help himself here, the pitcher. And they take off at first base, and they're in easily. So that takes away the force at second on a ground ball. They'll have to go to first. Ortega with a chance for a couple of RBIs if you could get a base hit here. Hit solidly on the ground. Backhanded. Safe, he beat it. Quinn, the second baseman, had to go a long way to his right, backhanded it. Ortega beat the throw for a base hit and an RBI. So 2 runs in. First and third again. I'm assuming it'll be very soon to be second and third. Jared Moore, the center fielder, is the hitter. He flied out to center field his one trip. That ball was hit sharply by Ortega. Look, I was going into right center field. Would have been 2 runs. Quinn made a nice play to go get it and backhand it. Then he had to straighten up, and that allowed Ortega to take off. Now they get him at third. They cut the ball off. Second baseman cut the ball off. The runner took off from third, and he actually probably could have gone because the ball was bobbled. It was actually the shortstop that cut the throw off. So they pick off Eng at third, 2-6 to 5. But Tech breaks the ice. They put 2 on the board. At the end of 2, the Tech leads Minuteman 2-0. 9-1-2. I think this is Humberstone. They yelled from the Tech dugout what his number was, and they put down 32, but it's 23. So I think 23 is hitting for Quinn. I think this is Humberstone. Strike 3 called. The last 4 outs have been strikeouts. 3 in a row, 2 to end the second inning, 1 to start this third inning. And Murda, the shortstop, led off the ball game being called out on strikes. Ortega pitching from the stretch. Hit high in the air to left field. Coming on. Had it, bobbled it, dropped it. Myrtle will reach on the error. I'm surprised he only reached first base. Shortstop was out there looking to make a play. The left fielder looked like he had it, caught it, bobbled it, couldn't catch it. Fell out of his glove. And now, Minuteman said, if you can steal, we can steal. No chance to throw him out. So they have a runner at second with one out. Mulaney is the pitcher. He struck out swinging his one trip. In for a strike. Inside and tight for a ball. Lays down a bunt. Ortega. He made that a close play. He just lobbed the ball over to Whitcomb. Mulaney will get a sacrifice. I'm not sure why they were sacrificing with one out. Ortega kind of lobbed that ball over to Whitcomb. They just got Mulaney at first. So they made that play exciting. Leary, the catcher, grounded out, shot to first. Takes the pitch for a strike. Minuteman trying to eat into that 2-0 Tech lead here in the top of the third. They have a runner at third with 2 outs. On the corner for a strike. Good pitch by Ortega. This is down and away. Ortega was ready to throw. Leary asked for time and got it. That's going to be a base hit in the left center field. Around first, heading for second. Holds up. Now the ball's thrown away. And they get him at second base. Ortega picked off the errant throw. So Leary gets a base hit and an RBI. Ortega picked off the errant throw. Leary got around, going to look for 2, and then stopped. Was going to go back to first. And when the ball got overthrown, he took off, but Ortega was there to field the overthrow. Gunned it to the shortstop, Diaz, who put the tag on. So Minuteman gets on the board. Diarra gets him the run. Ortega picked up his 6th strikeout in 3 innings. But it's now 2-1 as they get back in the game. He's on the mound. He can't even catch the ball. Two, 3, and 4 for Tech here in the bottom of the third, as they've seen their 2-run league squeezed to 1. Jared Moore is the hitter. He was up when they picked Ang off. That would be double sealed. Ang got too far off third base. They cut the throw off going to second and picked him off at third. So Moore was hitting at the time, so he'll lead off the third inning. He's flying out to center field. There's one trip. So Jared Moore, Kenny Moore, Byron Garcia, the first 3 hitters for Tech in the bottom of the third. Down and away for a ball. Tap to short. And nice play by the shortstop Murder. 1 up, 1 down in the third on the ground to the short. Play goes 6-3. Kenny Moore, just a little half swing, tapped a little half pop-up, half line drive to the third baseman. Mission wide for a ball. A little off-speed lollipop changeup. That just floated in for a strike. Thought about it, held up as the pitch was up and away, and it's 2-1. Hit in the air to right center field. Long run, they don't get there. It's in for a base hit. Kenny Moore gets a base hit.
Is Kenny a junior? You know Kenny? No, I don't.
Tech has been off and running on the first pitch. I don't think they're going to do that here. Kenny Moore is about 2 steps off the bag. Not getting any kind of lead at all. Byron Garcia was called on strikes his 1 trip. He's the Tiger catcher. Hit in the air to left field. Coming on is Boisvert to make the play. Chris Tejada got that 2-run inning started with a walk. He came around and scored the first run. So he hasn't officially hit yet, but he scored a run. Missing for a ball, 2-0. Hit up the middle, into center field for a base hit. So the 2-out hit by Tejada keeps the inning alive for Bryce Whitcomb, who laid down a nice sacrifice. They moved the runner over to third, where he scored on an error for the first run. So he hasn't batted officially, but he was part of that 2-run inning. Hit foul back. Hit behind third base. It's going to drop in fair. I'm not sure why the runner wasn't running. There's 2 outs. He held up like waiting to see if it was going to be caught. But there were 2 outs. So instead of having a run in, it's the bases loaded for Antonio Smith. He reached on an error. He got an RBI reaching on the error. He would have, the run would have scored anyway, but they threw the ball away at first base. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Chopped out in front of home plate. Nice job by Leary. He just touches home plate. That's good heads up by the catcher. So Tech could have had a run. They didn't run with 2 outs with the base hit. They wound up leaving the bases loaded. We played 3 here at Frazier Field in this Commonwealth Conference battle. Tech leading Minuteman 2-0. Third baseman O'Rourke hits at the short. And they throw it away. O'Rourke will reach on the error. Second error for the Tigers. The right fielder Moore struck out swinging his 1 trip. Down and away for a ball. In for a strike. No chance to throw him out. He got a tremendous jump at first base. He was off and running. Stolen base set up their first run. Now they get a runner at second. The tying run at second, nobody out. Hit to first base. Whitcomb will make the play. That'll move the runner over to third, the tying run. Baglica, the first baseman, is the hitter. He walked his first trip. Tech pulls the infield in, shortening up. On the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Missing wide for a ball. Off the catcher, that's going to score the run in the turf. So the wild pitch ties the game up. Swing and a miss. Nash, the center fielder, was called on a strike, as one trip. In for a strike. Hit to short. They get him at first. So that's a tough way to give up a run. That pitch that bounced the turf and got by the catcher brought the runner home from third. He got the next two hitters. He would have got out of the inning unscathed, but instead, Minuteman ties it up. We're halfway through the ball game, and we're right back where we started, dead even. It'll be 8-9-1 for Tech as we move into the bottom half of the fourth inning. So Minuteman climbs back in after trailing 2-0. Helped by an error in the third. The runner came around to score, reaching on the error, came around to score. Now in the fourth, reaching on the error, the runner comes around to score. So you get the run without a base hit. They made two errors in the ball game, and both errors have cost them runs. Jordani Diaz, Save Eng, Johan Ortega, the three hitters to face Mulaney, starting his fourth inning of work. Diaz grounded out second to first. Hit to third. And they throw it away.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
So he winds up at second. Now he's going to keep going and go to third. And they cut the throw off. They threw it to third. The pitcher cut it off. Great hustle by Diaz. He goes all the way to third on the error on the throw by the third baseman. Third error for Minuteman. The go-ahead run at third with nobody out. Hit to center field. This should be deep enough. They tag up. They throw the ball home, and he scores. So Tech gets the lead right back. Gift wrap by Minuteman with the error. Good base running by Diaz. Scooted all the way around the third on the overthrow and scores on the fly to center field. Ortega was reached on error, singled in the first run of the ball game. In for a strike. High and tight for a ball. Hit the shot. Long throw across the diamond. They get him. Nice pick at first base by Velika. Close play. Got him by about a step. 2 outs for Jared Moore. Fly to center, grounded to short. Wide for a ball. Hit foul. That's going to make it up in the seats. Down and away for a ball. Missing again, 3-1. On the corner, 3-2. Hit foul to the third base coach. Strike 3 called. Patek gets it back. The errant throw and a good base running by Diaz got him all the way to third. He scored on the fly ball by Eng. Tech gets their 1-run lead back. We finished 4. It's Tech 3, Minuteman 2 at the end of 4. Boisworth will be the hitter for a Minuteman. He was called out on strikes as 1 trip. Waves at that pitch for strike 1. We're into the 5th. Tech on top, 3-2. Hit the second base. Big hop for the second baseman. Moore makes the play over to Whitcomb. One up, one down quickly in the 5th inning. This is Humberstone, who came in to play second base in place of Quinn. He struck out his 1 trip, called out on strikes. Fouls it back. Up and away for a ball. Foul tip off the catcher. And it's 1-2. I think he forgot to let go of that one. That one looked like it was going to go to the backstop. Sailed wide and high from the time it left his hand. Hit foul back and out of play. Hit foul back again. Humberstone is wearing out Ortega with the foul balls. He's hit 5 or 6. Swing and a miss. Ortega finally gets him. Keeps the streak intact. He's got at least one in every inning. That's his 8th. Murder, the shortstop, called out on strikes leading off the ball game. Hit a fly ball to left that was dropped, and he wound up scoring the first run in the 3rd inning for Minuteman. Line to center field for a base hit. Jumped on the first pitch. After he reached on the error, he stole second, so let's see if he steals again. Mulaney struck out swinging and sacrificed. So he's 0 for 1. In for a strike. I thought for sure Murder would be running on the first pitch. He ran it on the second pitch, and he's in with a stolen base. Mulaney swung and missed at the pitch. Oh, and 2 the count. Down and in for a ball. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 3rd out of 5 innings, he's had multiple strikeouts. So to get the tying run to second base, gets left there. Nine strikeouts for Ortega through 5. Tech hanging on to that 1-run lead, 3-2 as we move into the bottom of the 5th. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for Tech to face Mulaney, who will be looking to start his 5th inning of work.
No, I have an 18 meeting tomorrow.
Just about hit the full swing. We haven't got softball started yet. The weather hasn't been conducive. The field down at Breed was not playable. Classical actually moved their game. They played at Fry Playground, which nobody likes to do, but they had to because they had to get the game in. And of course the weather has really been strange, rain, snow, and now they're talking about coming up in the 60s on Thursday and Friday and going to almost 70 on Thursday. So I was here yesterday for 2 baseball games. I was dressed like I was at the hockey game at the Lynn Rink. Took me half an hour when I get home to take all my jackets and sweatshirts off. Hits it right by the third base bag. He picked that one off his ear. He's got his second hit. He kind of tomahawked that one and pushed it right past the third base bag into left field for a base hit. So Kenny Moore gets his second hit. Byron Garcia was called on strikes and flied to left field. And we might be going to get a runner at first. Elian Sosa will run at first. For a minute, I thought that pitch was going to hit Kenny Moore. Right up around his ear. And just tomahawked it right past third base. They throw over and they throw it away. The first base coach was closer to that throw than the first baseman. Fourth error for a Minuteman. Missing down and away. The runner takes off for third. They got him. So that wipes out a potential run. On the corner for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line just foul. That didn't miss by much. Just missed picking up some chalk out there. Solid shot by Garcia. And that one hit him. So runner at first with one out. Mr. Harder was perfect. He walked and scored and singled. So he's 1 for 1 with a run scored. In for a strike. High for a ball. And they call a balk. Both umpires called it. So if they didn't throw the runner out at third, Tech would have second and third. Both umpires called that balk. Over the shortstop's head, that's a base hit. That's going to score a run. Tejada's got his second hit. He's on for the third time. So the balk hurts. Moving the runner to scoring position. He scores on the base hit. Could have been a bigger inning for Tech if they didn't run into an out. Bryce Whitcomb sacrificed and singled. So he's 1 for 1. The runner takes off. They got him. Nice throw by Leary. Nice tag by Murda. They were running freely early in the game. Now they have 2 thrown out in the base pass in this inning. Missing wide for a ball. The 2-0 pitch. Missing again, 3-0. He hits the 3-0 pitch to second base, and they throw him out. Normally you'd be taking. So Tech gets a run, but it could potentially have had a much bigger inning. To get the 2-run advantage back that they had after the second inning. We played 5 full. Tech now leading Minuteman 4-2. Leary, the catcher, will lead it off for Minuteman in the 6th inning. He grounded a shot, singled in a run in the 3rd. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. In for a strike. Ortega starting his 6th inning of work. Two quick strikes. Lines it foul down the right side. Count stays 0-2 to the Minuteman catcher. Down and in for a ball. That's down the turf, off the catcher. Count evens at 2. Missing it in, so he had him 2 strikes. Now he's got to come on the pitch or put him on. And he walks him. So he threw 2 straight strikes and then threw 4 straight balls. Second walk given up by Ortega. O'Rourke doubled, got stranded at third, reached on an error, and scored the run that tied the game at the time at 2-2 in the 4th. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. In for a strike. Picked a good pitch to run on. Down the turf, off the catcher. He had a great jump. He was going to steal second base anyway. Over the head of O'Rourke. And now they're going to come out and talk to Ortega. Tech got 2 in the second to grab a 2-0 lead. Minuteman came back, got 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth to tie it. And right back in the bottom of the fourth, Tech with a error, base running by Diaz. The overthrow went all the way to third, scored on a sacrifice fly. Broke that 2-2 tie, and then they got another run in the 5th. And that's where we are, 4-2. But Minuteman has got a runner at second with nobody out, trying to claw back in. Slicing foul off to the right side, out of play. That might have gone over the wall out to the Western Avenue. The 2-2 pitch. Up and coming. Chop foul. Jammed him inside. He fouls it back. In on the hands. Strike 3 called. Right down the pipe. Took it. And again, that keeps Ortega's streak intact. He's got at least 1 in every inning. And that puts him in double figures. He's got 10 strikeouts. Moore, the right fielder, has struck out and grounded to first. And he slaps it foul off to the right side. Ortega stepped off, trying to keep the runner at second close. On the corner for a strike. 2 quick strikes. to the Minuteman right fielder. Waves for strike 3, but he's going to go to first base. So a big break for Minuteman. They got the tying runs on base. First and third, one out. Vaglika, the first baseman, has walked, struck out swinging. That pitch went down in the turf. Skipped past, swung right through it for strike 3. But they're going to get 4 outs this inning. The runner takes off. Nobody even covering second base. So the tying runs are in scoring position. 2 quick strikes to the Minuteman first baseman. Down and in for a ball. The lights come on here at Frazier Field. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Two-way now. Nash, the center fielder, called on a strikes, grounded out short to first. Swing and a miss. Hit foul. Minuteman one swing away from possibly tying the game up. Ortega one strike away from getting out of a jam. The 0-2 pitch up and coming. Hit back to the mound. Ortega with an easy play over to Whitcomb. So Minuteman leaves the tying runs in scoring position. Minuteman is now down to their last 3 outs. Ortega actually got 3 strikeouts in the inning. One of them reached. Second time he struck out 3 in an inning. 12 strikeouts. That's an average of 2 an inning, so the defense hasn't had to make too many plays. Seven, 8, and 9 for Tech in the 6th inning. Melania will start his 6th inning of work. Tech leading it 4-2. 2 of the runs are earned, 2 of the runs are unearned. 4 errors in the ballgame by Minuteman. Antonio Smith reached on an error. He got an RBI. He knocked the runner home from third. The runner would have scored anyway. He reached when the ball was thrown away. And he wound up scoring on a base hit by Ortega when they grabbed their 2-0 lead in the second inning. Last time up, he hit it out in front of the plate with the bases loaded, and Larry, the catcher, made a good heads-up play. Just went and got it, turned around, stepped on the plate for the force out at home for the third out. So he's 0 for 2 with a run scored. Hits it to third. O'Rourke throws him out. Jordani Diaz ground to the second. And good base running by him, broke the tie. He hit a ground ball to third. They threw it away. He just kept running. He went all the way around to third on the errant throw. And he scored on the sacrifice fly by Ang, who's on deck. And that broke the 3-2 tie. That runs the difference. They added another run after that. Squares to try to bunt and missed it. So he's 0 for 2, but he scored a run. And the lights are on here and Manning Field. Hit to short. They throw him out. 2 quick outs. Ang is the hitter. We told you he walked us first time, and he hit the sacrifice fly after the good base running by Diaz. Got him to third base. So he hasn't batted officially, but he has in 2 trips with a walk and a sacrifice fly, but he's got an RBI. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Hit in the center field for a base hit. So he's perfect. 1 for 1 with an RBI. He's on base for the second time. Top of the order, the pitcher, Yohani Ortega, reached an error, singled in a run, grounded out short to first, and pitching himself a pretty good ball game. Both runs he's given up are unearned. Missing. Solid shot to left field. All the way back to the warning track. Ortega into third with a stand-up triple. He got all of that one. His second hit and his second RBI. Ang easily scores from first. And that brings a trip out to the mound. Jared Moore flied to center, grounded a short, called out on strikes. Ortega helps himself, gives him another little breathing room. With the second RBI, a booming triple well over the left fielder's head. All he could do is turn around and chase it back to the warning track. Hit in the air to right field. Moore makes the play. But Tech gets another one. The big two-out hit by Eng extended the inning, and Ortega made it count with the big triple. And Tech has a 5-2 lead. Minuteman down to their last 3 outs. We're through 6. 5-2 Tech over Minuteman. Top of the 7th. Yohani Ortega trying to finish off a masterpiece. The 2 runs he's given up, both unearned, came with errors. Both innings were started reaching on error, and both reaching on errors came around to score the run, one each in the third, one in the third, one in the fourth. High for a ball. So Mulaney's on the short end. He goes 6 innings. He gives up 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 unearned runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, struck out 2 and hit a batter. Fishing wide for a ball. Missing again. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He gets him. Gets Boisworth for the 2nd time. Leary, the catcher, is the only hitter for Minuteman that has not struck out. The other 8 players have struck out at least once. A baker's dozen, 13 strikeouts for Ortega. Hit foul to the backstop. Quickly 0-2. Hit the shot, bobbled, not going to get him. They did get him. I didn't think he had any chance at all. He bobbled, a left-handed hitter, and they threw him out at first base. Nice stretch by Whitcomb, staying right with it. Diaz stayed with it and made the long throw. And Minuteman is down to their last out. I didn't think he had a chance. The ball was hit in the hole, knocked it down, made the throw, and he got him by a step. Popped up. Whitcomb giving chase, not going to be able to get there. Hit the third. That's going to be off the third baseman. They're not going to get him. So Murder reaches on the error. Third error for the Tigers. Minuteman's made 4. Mullaney, the pitcher, is the hitter. He struck out swinging, sacrificed, and struck out swinging. They take off running, they just let him go. Murder's on for the 3rd time. He scored 1 of the 2 runs. He's reached on an error twice, got a base hit, and he's stolen 3 bases. Swing and a miss. They're down to their last strike. That one goes to the backstop for a wild pitch. You don't even have to shut it off. They're playing, right? Yeah. Works for me. So a runner at third here in the 7th. Hit to first base. Whitcomb will make the play by himself, and that'll do it. So the error doesn't hurt. So Richie Germano matches Dougie Mullins from English last night. They both get their first wins in their opening games as new coaches here in Lynn for English and Tech, respectfully. Tech beats Minuteman 5-2. Ortega goes all 7. Gives up 2 runs, both of them unearned. Gave up only 3 base hits, walked 2, struck out 13. So the defense didn't have to do too much, only 8 other outs. Tech got 2 in the 2nd inning. A walk, a stolen base, a sacrifice. Smith, ground ball was thrown away, bringing Tejada in. Smith stole second base. Ortega knocked him in with a base hit. It was 2-0. Minuteman got a run in the 3rd on an error, a run in the 4th on an error to tie it. Tech duplicated that. Diaz led off with a ground ball to 3rd. It got thrown away. He got all the way around to 3rd on the overthrow and scored on the sacrifice fly by Eng. That turned out to be the winning runs that put him ahead 3-2. They got another run in the 5th. A hit batsman, Garcia, a balk, and an RBI single by Tejada made it 4-2. And then the 6th with 2 outs, Eng got a base hit, and Ortega, the pitcher, tripled over the left fielder's head, knocking in the run to make it 5-2, and that was the final score. For Tech, Ortega was on base 3 times, an error, a single, a triple, had 2 RBI. Kenny Moore had 2 base hits. Garcia got hit by a pitch and scored a run. Chris Tejada, the center fielder, was on base 3 times, a walk, 2 hits, scored a run, knocked in a run. Whitcomb had a sacrifice to set up a run and got a base hit. Antonio Smith reached on an error, got an RBI, scored a run. Diaz, the shortstop, made that very nice play throwing out a runner. He also hustled on the base pass to get around to 3rd to score a run. It turned out to be the winning run. And the number 9 hitter, Eng, walked, had a sacrifice fly, singled and scored a run. So he was 1 for 1 with a run scored and RBI. So a good team effort by Tech. Richie Germano, congratulations, gets his first win as the varsity coach at Lynn Tech. Tech starts the season with a big win. They win it 5-2 over Minuteman. Minuteman will drop to 0-1. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.